It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll be watching the Browns rock it on quarterback. He's going to have to air it.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here come the Bengals, and CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it, and sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
Here we go. Turn.
Here's Burrow to throw right away. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. You look at this Browns defense. And they're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
This is such a good unit at covering passes downfield. I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now it's Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Now it's Burrow. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Roddy Hickman with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. So here are the Browns now with great starting field position. They'll be led out by the former Colorado Buffalo, their rookie quarterback.
And last week, that was one of those games that he just wants to erase from his memory banks. But I'll guarantee his coaching staff won't let him do it. They're going to make him learn from it. He really looked like a rookie quarterback in that one. Going to have those kind of outings in year one. But the big question, what does he take away from them, and how does he improve? It starts right here in this game.
Right back to him on first down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. A quick throw caught out wide by Judy. And the Browns are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it, got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up. Plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. You look at this Browns defense. They're currently 6th in the NFL in defending the run.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run staff.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush, because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. 2nd drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action, they'll throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. The Browns had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. The handoff to Ford up the middle. Down inside the 40. Now, this defense for the Bengals, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, complete to Judy. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deontay Johnson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. But the Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape. You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense. Coming off that big completion to prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Now Burrow. Got him in. It's Brown. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Burrow looking to pass. Looking deep here for Chase. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Roddy Hickman with a pick. The Browns drive about to get started. But the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety. So this is where a defense can really pin back its ears, bring it all, sell out to stop the run. This time, it'll earn them 2 points.
They definitely guessed right here. A run blitz all the way, and that's a bad feeling for a running back when he knows he's got to at least get it over the goal line. But all he sees are opposing jerseys.
This is brought in at the 21. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead. And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Here's Burrow. It connects quickly to Jamar Chase. And Chase going to pick up a Bengals first down as he'll get this down inside the 35. The numbers a week ago for Chase. 6 catches, 92 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
On 1, ready? Here we go, here we go. 180. Nice hot. Got.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Gesicki hauling in the quick throw. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Got.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Able to find Higgins. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
11 MT.
They go play action with Burrow. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete.
On 2.
Zach Taylor, a new breed of head coach. He's going to go for it on 4th down.
42.
In motion comes the tight end left.
Got.
Burrow going for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this Browns defense stands tall. A chance to get some momentum here in this. Getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the second quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game.
39 yards there, a big one. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground. Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, a 20-yard touchdown, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Bengals drive about to get going. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. Burrow on play action. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burton. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go.
At the Browns' 31-yard line.
Stop. Stop.
To the air again, Burrow. Here's Higgins out on the right side. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 21. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Stop.
Burrow will throw. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now 2nd and 5.
Stop.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this will be caught by Brown. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jerome Baker. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
At the Browns' 16-yard line.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
180.
Another try after the first down sack. Burrow, he'll look to Gesicki on the out route. Ball is caught. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. Evan McPherson out for the Bengal field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A line ball here, remember.
Got to say, Charles, a little surprising to have a kick this short blocked. Usually that happens on the longer ones, but
Great job by the special teams to kind of sift through there and get a hand on it.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of football over time, partner, and you're right about it. Typically, the longer field goals start lower because they have so much more ground to cover to get to the post. And that's when you get a hand on it. These short ones, you're able to pop it up in the air pretty quickly. Normally, you get height. In this case, extra effort to block that one.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
And that's on the guard, Wyatt Teller. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Flacco. And that is taken in by Njoku. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
First down, Cleveland.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Flacco looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
They run with Ford. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. On the sneak, here's Flacco. And he is going to have a Browns first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. Flacco. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Flacco. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 41-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. On the ground, it's Ford. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. From the gun, Flacco. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. Now they go screen. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
So we come upon halftime, and it's the visit. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Play action. Flacco. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Passing play, Flacco. And he fires one incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Here we go, set.
Third down, Flacco from the gun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring it. Once more, it's Flacco. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. About 3 yards there to the 27.
They're a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. A break from the ground game here. Flacco firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Flacco escaping the pressure right, and he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll bring a tight end in motion. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They're going to try it. Here's Flacco. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back.
Yeah, the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a first down.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Well, if this defense has any hopes of getting back into this game, they've got to start right here and keep these guys out of the end zone. That's a good step 1 on that play.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
They'll try again. Try to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stop for no gain at the 2-yard line.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh, yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll try and run for it. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. A great effort there.
With his 4th
4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out on. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now it's Burrow. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Over the middle, complete. It's Mason. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
And as a quarterback, you're always pleased when you can use all the weapons at your disposal. Here he spots his fullback underneath, gets the completion right there for a nice pickup.
Brown with his stick skills. Fighting through it, he's got space. Brown with his stick skills. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. 50 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. So a decent gain there, but not their 4th consecutive first down like they had on the first 3 plays.
You sound almost disappointed there. You want to fire the offensive coordinator on that one or what?
They'd gotten into a rhythm. I thought they were just going to keep going.
Well, almost a win for the defense, but if that's your win, you're not doing very well right now.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Burrow looking to pass. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Mike Gesicki, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down now to 22. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Browns offense and their running back getting ready to go back. The Browns drive about to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Joseph Osai in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect it. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll try and run for it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Right back to him on first down. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Flacco. And that is incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It'll be a gain of 5. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Here's 2nd and 8. And this is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And even 30 yards on a play that began back at the 30. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there, with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Browns look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
Here's Burrow. And his throw is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Jerome Baker able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Here we go.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
They're going to look to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They could definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 8.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 36.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Browns.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 63 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
This is Ford.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Back to throw here. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Hopkins with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for the Browns.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Bengals getting set to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect 2nd half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the 2nd half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Here we go.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
Throw left side, complete to Chase.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Burrow. He'll look to Gesicki on the out route. Ball is caught. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Now 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Let's get set.
Burrow will throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
And the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Charles, a lot of